We are back, probably with one of the craziest Trump tweets of all time. Like, if we look back on his presidency, this will be like in the Hall of Fame. Everyone will be like, "Oh shit, I remember this tweet," because it's just so fucking scary. But there might be some people that read that and be like, "Wow, that's strong. That's a leader. That's what we need." None of that Obama weak shit, fucking pussy. Like, I don't know if that's what's considered strong to you, but this is scary the way he's talking. I mean, there's diplomacy is strength, right? War is not strength all the time. Getting two sides to come to an agreement peacefully, that is strength. That's what history remembers. That's why Martin Luther King is a G. That's why Gandhi's a G. So talking like that and posturing is just scary. Now, the worst thing is that, we spent $2.4 trillion in Iraq. Some estimates say it's going to go up with interest. And as well as we spent 5.6 trillion, I think it's 5.4 in the Middle East entirety, so in Afghanistan and Iraq. And Iran is 4 times bigger than Iraq and actually has a better military. That doesn't mean that we wouldn't crush them in days, but it's like what happens after that. Now look at all what's happening in Europe with Syrians moving in into Europe, and as well as look at Iraq, and look at the destabilization of the Middle East and how that's affected geopolitics in the region in general, and how many groups have really come alive, like ISIS or Al Qaeda or the Taliban, and we've sort of allowed them to become even stronger by overthrowing governments. So I don't understand, who could ever be for this tweet. I mean, look at how much money we've spent over there. Think about if we spent that money here. Free tuition would be around $75 billion, $62 billion. Some estimates are even lower, but I think it's around 62 to 85 billion, right? For free tuition a year to provide an education. And we've spent over $5 trillion in Iraq. I mean, it's crazy we're in this situation. It's crazy that, like, this is the conversation right now. Is this tweet good or not? No, this tweet is horrible. It is scary. It's like it's not even like a really tough thing. It's like deranged. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the rhetoric should calm down. Like, he should probably say, hey, the rhetoric should calm down from President Rouhani, and we should come to a solution that works for both parties. But no, that's not what he's saying. He typed in all caps. It's almost like rap beef. It's almost like like someone on a reality TV show responding to someone else on the reality TV show saying something in all caps. It's like a 16 and what was that show on MTV where they would get like My Sweet 16, where they would get like Mercedes Benz for their birthday and they'd freak out if they didn't. Like, that's what, like, the type of person who would send a tweet out like that, just to freak out, just an obnoxious tweet. And that's not strength. Some people will look at that and say that's strength. That is not strength. That is an insecure man trying to posture and use other people's lives to make himself look strong. That's what I think. And again, he doesn't have to go to war. He doesn't have to send those people to war. And he got to think about all the lives that are affected by this in Iran. They don't want that regime in. I mean, remember when the United States had a democracy? I mean, when Iran had a democracy in the 50s, they had Mohammed Sadiq, who's going to nationalize the oil and give it back to the people, which is sort of a progressive policy, because it's their resources. Why do oil companies get it? But that wasn't good for BP, British Petroleum, and ExxonMobil. So they overthrew the democracy and put a dictator in there. And they did it again. And ever since, it's sort of been an evil regime, a regime that's a fundamentalist regime. And we've contributed to that. So, again, this is scary. I don't know how anyone could be for this, but tell me your thoughts. What do you think when you see this? Are we all numb to this? Because we should not be numb to this.